The subconscious brain, the mind, the being that we have, is actually a computer program in our head, and it is what does 95% of the work. The conscious brain is only working 5% of the time. Get that. Conscious brain is always working. And the conscious brain is actually, as we've talked about in previous trainings, how the conscious brain is actually working on a program. The program that you have been downloading from birth to like age 7 is when your brain is really working active to get all the programs in and learning all the new things. But you actually learn up until, actually you keep learning forever. But until age like 31 to 35, you tend to get set in your way of learning. So knowing that, and knowing that you have things in your subconscious, you have a program in there that it could be holding you back. And we've talked about limiting beliefs in other trainings, and we've talked about the subconscious and how you have to get rid of those limiting beliefs. Because when you can rewire, and I'm going to show you a little trick here today, rewire the subconscious to make it do what you want it to do. You can. You can make your subconscious do what you want it to do. And okay. And first you have to learn how to spell again. I've been having issues all day with my computer, so hang in there with me, guys. Hopefully it won't crash again. And you're going to do this by changing your beliefs. Because you all know we have limiting beliefs. Those limiting beliefs tend to get in the way. They stop us. They won't let us go any further. And until we change those limiting beliefs, we won't get anywhere. We'll stay right where we're at. We'll stay stuck. So we're going to give you a little trick here. It's a system that I use. It's a system that I'm teaching throughout my team. Is to how to get your subconscious to give you everything you want and remove what you don't want from the program. Well, when you know what's there that you don't want, it's easier to let it go by saying, you know what, I don't need you anymore. Thank you so much for being there, and let it go. So, but make peace with who you are right now. That's what I want you to start with. We're going to go over several different options for you to go by. And I want you to be able to change the words. I'm going to give you some options. But I want you to take these that I'm giving you and put them in your own words. I used these specific words from a training that I just did here a few months ago. And then I did another training yesterday, and I just remodified it a little bit from that. So if you're hearing again and you were on that call and you're saying, well, you said something similar to that, Christy. Well, that's just because I like to change the words up so not everyone thinks you have to use the exact same words. I want you to use words that resonate with you, okay? So number one, take ownership with where you're at now. Wherever you're at in your life, wherever your lifestyle is, take ownership by saying, I've created this wonderful life that I have, even if your life isn't what you want it to be yet. Give yourself ownership of what you have done so far. You have a roof to live, a roof over your head. You have food in your belly. You have clothes on your back. You have hot water, cold water. You have heating, air conditioning, whatever you are grateful for, whatever it is. So by doing this, you're taking ownership for everything you have. You're stopping the ego from getting involved. Because you know the ego, that pesky little thing that just is out there and is always wanting to get involved to stop you from doing this or stop you from doing that. The ego's always involved. So this will just be a way, by you taking ownership right off the bat, immediately before you even start the exercise, you're taking ownership. That's putting the ego to rest. That's not giving the ego anything to grasp onto, anything to say, oh no, you can't do that, girl. Oh no, no, no. No, the ego is just going to be laying dormant, just being its happy self. So again, that's one way to put the ego at rest, by you taking ownership for your life, for what you're doing right now, and for the success you have. Yet. There's always more to come, so I always like to say yet. This is as far as I've gone yet. So take time to really think about it. And like I always suggest to you, write it in your journal. The more you write things down in your journal, the more power you give your words, And the more power you give your words, the more power you give yourself. Think about it. You can use all the power you can get. I know I can. I've got journals and journals and journals full of writings and scribblings and notes and this and that. I can look back on and see how far I've come. I can look back and see what I've done and what I haven't done. And maybe I can look back and see what I missed. Because we all know sometimes we miss things. We'll get started on something and we'll lose track and then it'll just fall to the wayside. But with your journal, you can go back and look at that. So again, when you're in a happy state, so I want you to start doing this. I want you to start feeling happy. I want you to feel happy for what you have right now. I want you to feel happy with the state of mind you're in. Because the more happy you are and the more happy energy you put out there, the ego cannot get in the way. The ego cannot stop happy. The ego will not even try to stop happy. Because that is a positive force of all its own, is being happy. So start like feeling how your life is with whatever it is you want. So start feeling that maybe you need $10,000. We're just going to use that as a hypothetical. So start feeling your life is how it is with $10,000. Open your senses. What are you doing? What are you doing differently than you are right now? What will that money provide for you? What will that money provide for your family? Just think about the happy things that'll happen. Maybe you're going to pay off a bill. That's always a happy thing. So start by doing that, and I'm going to give you these baby steps, okay? We're going to build up a little bit more and give you more definite statements here in just a second. But the more you feel happy, and the more you can envision and see what your outcome is ahead of time. Everyone knows I always work from the back forward. I always like to see my end result, which is where I'm going. I want to see my end result, and I'll work from my end result, and I'll work forward. That way, I always know where I'm going to end up, because that's where I'm going to start. I'm starting at the back. So, but I always know that the more happier I am, the more my ego cannot get in my way, and the more it will not interfere with my program that I'm changing. Because anytime you're rewiring your subconscious brain to get the subconscious to change, it will change. Because it's there to serve you. It's there to help you. It's there to make you who you want to be. But when you do, and you do that in a loving, happy way, it's easy to remove the limiting beliefs and to put in the new beliefs. And that's what it's all about. The best way to rewire your subconscious mind is through changing your beliefs. If you believe you can, if you believe you will, you will. It's just plain and simple. If you can, you will, if you believe it. So, and what I've learned is I've taught you a lot about open-ended questions. On a previous tutorial, went a couple months with these open-ended tutorials that we've done trainings with in different platforms here. And the open-ended tutorials are made to give your brain something else to think about so that you're not igniting the ego. Today we're going to give you statements. We're going to teach you how to use a statement. You're going to be aggressive. You are going to be more in tune, because if you've gone through the training, if you've gone through all the lessons I've given you, then you're already at that point where you know what you're doing. You've got past that limiting belief. It's gone. You are there, and you are ready to make a statement. You are ready to take control of your life. You're ready to take control of your finances. So what I want you to do is you're going to use statements. And these statements are going to be directed directly to your subconscious mind. Directly to. Okay? Get ready. Because I want you to just state to your subconscious mind, money is infinite. There is no lack of money. Money is infinite. It is everywhere. It is coming freely and flowing to you every day. The more you say these phrases that I'm giving you, the more your subconscious is going to grab onto them, and it's going to hold on to them and run with them, because it's going to become a belief. The more you do something, repetition creates belief. I know, it's crazy, right? And money is actually a neutral energy. So if you say money is infinite, there is no lack of money. Money is a neutral energy. How does that make you feel? It doesn't ignite the ego, right? It keeps you neutral. It also keeps you in just an open frame of mind to where your subconscious can absorb that. I know it's crazy, right? It is. But you know what? This works. So I'm just going to give you some examples here. I want you to use these, use the words, change the figures. Like I said, I've just put these together to give you an idea of what you can say and what you can use. You can use these exact same words, use a different dollar amount or whatever. I just threw these in here to give you a balance, okay? So say these statements and say them to yourself. Look in the mirror if you have to. Mirror magic is always working. It's the best way to look into your own eyes and give yourself that confidence and give yourself that, yes, got it. I allow myself to make $500 a day from all sources. I allow myself to make $500 a day from all sources. I always like to say from all sources, or I like to say, and I always like to say now, because we live in now. We can't go backwards to the past, and we can't go forwards until we create the now. So I always let my subconscious know we're in the now, because that's where my subconscious is working from, is now, right this minute. So I now allow myself to make $500 a day from all sources. Okay? Number 2, I now have $100,000 in my bank account. I now have $100,000 in my bank account. Now, if you don't have the mindset yet to have that, you can say, whatever is feasible for you, you can say, I now have $1,000 in my bank account. I now have $1,000 in my bank account. Whatever you can resonate with and feel like this is for you, okay? If you're not to the higher amount yet, that's okay. It's not meant to be a down on anybody. It's just meant to show you that, you know what, it's wherever you're at. Okay? Number 3 is, I now allow myself to be financially wealthy. I now allow myself to be financially wealthy. Because if you're not going to allow your subconscious to bring you what you need, then how's it going to bring you if you're not allowing it to bring it, if you're not receiving it? Okay? And just remember this little tidbit. The love of money is what it gives you. Love money. Love what it gives you. Love the security it provides. Love the part of your life that you have freedom from with having the money. You deserve to have all the amount of money that you can possibly imagine. You can deserve to have all of that. You have to allow yourself to have it. You have to allow yourself to receive it. And you have to change your rewire of your subconscious mind so it will bring you what you want. And it will bring you what you want. So if you're still struggling to get your business going and you're saying, well, I need this to do this to get my business going. I need this to focus on moving that forward. You can change some of these phrases to, like, I now allow myself to make, like $5,000 a week in my business. I now allow my business to make $5,000 a week. Whatever you can do to ignite your subconscious mind and your conscious mind to work together. And when they do, and when you clear out the clutter, then you'll find it's going to be easier and easier for your subconscious mind to bring to you what it is you want. It is that simple. So use these tips. Like I said, these are statements. Be forceful with yourself. Learn what you're doing. Practice it. And as you're doing that, this is another thing you're learning here by using these statements. You're learning content. So as you're learning this content, use some content creation in your business. Why not? Why not use some of this in your business to do your marketing? Why not use some in your business to increase your sales? All of this will work, and it will work for you. Okay? I will talk to you later. This is golden, guys. I'd like to see you use this. Bye.